Hi, my name is Dr. Jacob Henriksen. I'm the owner and chiropractor at Crystal Grove Chiropractic in Lutz, Florida. And I wanted to take a few minutes to explain what spinal compression is, or just compression on your body in general, because compressive forces on the spine are generally what end up leading to neck pain, back pain, sciatic symptoms like nerve pain down your legs or your arms. And then a large thing that I see in the office, tension headaches, chronic migraines that can lead to neurological issues. So we'll start by explaining how this works. As humans, we stand on 2 feet. So our spine is upright, and there are discs in the spine that act as shock absorbers. So this here is a nice model of a piece of the spine. We have our vertebra, the disc that acts as a shock absorber. You have your spinal cord that comes out and it turns into these nerves that go down to your arms, legs, and they also go to all your vital organs. That controls everything. The spine protects your central nervous system, which is the spinal cord, and then turns into the peripheral nervous system. Now, what spinal compression is, literally gravity pulling down on your spine and squishing it. So because we stand on 2 feet and our spine is upright, gravity pulls us down naturally. Now, what ends up happening, why a lot of people get neck or back pain or nerve symptoms that go down their arms or legs, or they get these headaches and migraines, is because of increased compressive forces on their spine. Increased compressive forces would be bad posture, because if our spine is designed to be in a certain curvature and then we have this bad posture and we're essentially putting our body out of the proper position that it's supposed to be in, and then gravity is pulling us down, we're going to increase the compressive forces on the spine. And it's not only the spine that these compressive forces are happening, it's happening on all of your joints, all of your muscles, all of your tissue in general. But we talk a lot about the spine as chiropractors. Now, this is a cruder model than the one I showed you before, but it's more animated, so it's easier to understand. It's squishier. So when we get compressive forces, and this is going to be a slight exaggeration to an extent, is the disc gets squished like that. And then what can happen, as you probably just saw, we can get a disc bulge that puts pressure on that nerve, causing the sciatic symptoms or numbness and tingling. Now this is a more accurate representation, but we get pressure, compressive forces, and then we get that bulge right there. This is not as animated of a spinal model, but it can show you what happens. Now, a lot of the compression that happens can also lead to advanced degenerative changes. Advanced degenerative changes is osteoarthritis, or also osteopenia or osteoporosis can be exacerbated by the compression. Now, we will naturally, over time, as we get older, just from essentially being alive, and the natural compressive forces on our body will begin to lead to degeneration, or what some people may call arthritis in the joints. Degenerative disc disease, degenerative joint disease. However, when you have this increased compressive forces due to bad posture, or simply just like a fall or motor vehicle collision, like a car crash, or things that take a toll and beat up your body over time, that add compression and put you in a bad position, or you get you develop a new pattern where maybe you walk a certain way because your leg is hurt, and then that compresses you into the socket, your hip socket. But the compressive forces will cause advanced arthritis or degeneration. We have a healthy vertebra disc. We have phase 1 deterioration, where we're just getting the compression that's affecting the disc. As you can see, it's getting thinner. As we look at the top, nice and healthy, starting to get pink. And then we start to develop into phase 2, which you can start to get this advanced arthritis, phase 2 arthritis, in almost any age, essentially. But this isn't something that you should see in someone until maybe advanced farther in life, more elderly. But you start to get the arthritis in the joints, and notice how the vertebrae don't look as good. And you can get this disc bulging happening. And then we can get even more advanced arthritis. Look how bad that is. And you notice all the nerves are a lot smaller because they're literally being squished. So what happens with compression, why this is such a big deal, is as we look at this joint, there's a lot of space. Here, I'll use this one instead. There's a lot of space in the facet joints. Things can move very easily. It can move and bend, right? And if it decompresses, there's a lot of extra space. But why you get stiff because of the compression is because you literally start to lose joint space. So as we look at this phase 2, notice how there's not as much joint space. It can't move as well, right? But if we decompress it, it opens up the joint space, we create more joint space. And even though there's arthritis formed, it can move better, which it's literally not grinding on itself as much. So I hope that helps, but I wanted to take a moment to explain compression more on the spine and how that can affect you. Now, in another video, I'll explain what we can do to treat someone who's having neck pain, back pain, headaches, migraines, nerve symptoms, all those sorts of things as chiropractors in the office to decrease compression.